The Crusader state of Israel was attacked by Palestinians.
The
The United States was caught by surprise, as was Israel. Why they were surprised by this, I do not know. The entire history of Israel is a series of conflicts with the Muslims, whose land they invaded and stole. They proceeded to literally wall them off from the land Israel claimed as its own, and they have occupied the Arab region, which operates like a giant refugee camp or Arab reservation. These conflicts will not end. The Arab states that surround Israel hate it bitterly. But the Muslims will never be able to destroy Israel as long as it is supported by the Americans. The medieval Crusader states only dreamed of such support. The United States uses moral signals when describing the necessity of Israel's borders and location, its right to defend itself. But really, they use Israel as an outpost, an extension of American power, an eternal intervention in the Middle East. Who exactly thought this was a good idea is unclear. Jewish settlers are colonizing the areas that theoretically are reserved for Palestinians. The Americans condemn this by saying it's awfully naughty and then go back to their script about the preciousness of the Israeli state. But the Jews never acknowledged anything was for Palestinians. They have refused to compensate the Palestinians for taking over their country. Not that the Palestinians would accept any such compensation. The Palestinians don't just hate how Israel has formed in their land and how they have become a distant second-class citizen in it. They just hate the Jews. Jews and the Muslims lived together for over 1,000 years, in theory an image of tolerance. But the violent creation of Israel shattered that model. Jews from countries across the world emigrated to join Israel. Now they must eternally be on guard to hold it against the Muslim world. It is a marvel of colonialism that such a small country can endure, surrounded by much larger and more populous, hostile states. The Jews have embraced the narrative of a conspiracy of hatred against them. They treat any debate about Israel's formation as hate crime. And they feel in their victimhood an impunity for Zionist ambition, a cosmic debt which the world can never hope to repay. They have equated sharing their land with Arabs with anti-Semitism, not that the Palestinians for their part have any obligation to. Over the years, many people have been killed over this self-declared Crusader state in many countries. And there have been economic consequences as well for the unconditional support of Israel. In a sign of the deep enmity of Arab states, they have refused passage to most Palestinians from refugee areas, on the grounds that it could weaken Palestinian claims on land colonized by Israel. They hate Israel a little more than they care about Palestinian individuals' welfare. But even countries that have no borders with Israel, like Iran, scheme to eliminate Israeli and therefore American power. The Jews consider themselves to be superior to others. It says so in the Bible, right there on page 900. God prefers the Jews, and God gave the heavenly deed for the land to them, to establish 1,000-year Reichchen, Gott mit uns. which is to say, many people have lived on the land and fought many wars for control of it, and here is one more. Israel regularly arrests Palestinians for what they call incitement, such as posting a Palestinian flag on Instagram or a quote from the Quran on Facebook. Any public display of sympathy for Palestinian interests can result in beatings or torture. As one victim put it, it was Abu Ghraib with the army. Thousands of Palestinians are, quote, convicted, unquote, in rigged military courts which virtually never acquit defendants. They also don't reveal the evidence against them, deny them access to their lawyers, and tend to have a poor grasp of Arabic. Journalists are regularly arrested, as well as children, who are routinely, quote, convicted, unquote, in the same military courts. Thousands more, like hostages, are held in jail without charges or trial for any period of time, including years. As we speak, Jewish colonists are violently beating Arab farmers, burning their olive groves, and shooting at them from road blockades. And now Israel is destroying the cities of Gaza. Terrorist cities, allegedly. They call this self-defense. It's all good. There was a tunnel underneath those apartments. The Jew has made the Palestinian ethnicity an enemy of Israel. He has rejected a Palestinian state, and he has rejected including Palestinians in his ethnically and religiously pure state. In our age, the Israeli state is propped up by the projection of American power. Israel is surrounded by poor, very dysfunctional countries which are unable to overcome that power. But this too shall pass, because Israel as it exists today is unsustainable.